Ahoy there, me hearties! This be Captain Silver Hook, and you're listening to the Two Old Pirates podcast. Set sail for an open sea of stories, tales, and some really crazy stuff. I expect you to like and subscribe, lest you be walking the plank. Ha ha ha!
Hello and welcome to podcast 53 of the Two Old Pirates. It's Eric and I'm back. Going solo tonight. Might have Vinny back in the next episode. I wanted to do a real quick episode over a 100% true story that I think that you guys will find very interesting. It's the idea of HEAVENO versus HELLO. If you don't know what I'm talking about and you've never heard about this, I think you'll be entertained to say the least. To make a long story short, in 1988, I was a senior in high school, and I had heard through the grapevine that there was this pair of sisters that I knew they were basically fundamentalist Christians. They were only allowed to wear long dresses, and they weren't allowed to participate in sports or go to dances and stuff. So, they seemed cool and stuff, but they couldn't really date boys or anything like that. So to make a long story short, there's no social media, there's no cell phones or anything like that back then. So we heard through the grapevine that they were not allowed to answer the telephone by saying hello. The common answer that most people say when they answer the phone is hello. And that they had to answer it HEAVENO, instead of hello. And I couldn't believe this. Now, boys are not allowed to call their house. And so I did my best to find out the phone number to the house since it was a private number. And I finally got it through a different girl because I said I needed some math homework or something like that. And I said, this girl's really good in math and stuff. Well, you can't call her because, the boys aren't allowed. I said, I'm just going to call about math. The girls were not allowed to answer the phone. And so I knew I was probably going to have to get through the dad. And so I'm a pretty decent guy, but mischievous for little things like this. So I remember calling the house that night, and sure enough, when the man answered the phone on the other end, I heard HEAVENO. I was all, hello? And I heard HEAVENO. And I said, hello? Playing very, very dumb. And the man said, we don't say that word. We say HEAVENO. And I was all, oh, you don't say hello? And he's all, yes, that word. Who is this? What do you need? And I was all, oh, I'm a student at the high school, and I was trying to get a hold of beep, her name. My daughter is not allowed to talk to boys on the phone. I was all, well, I'm really sorry about that and stuff. It's just some math homework that I had to get, and so I'm really sorry. And he's all, well, it's okay. You'll just have to talk to her in class about it. I said, okay, thanks so much. And we hung up. And I waited about 15 minutes, and then I called back. And, of course, I heard HEAVENO, and I was all like, hello? 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 HEAVENO. And the voice got a little bit more perturbed, let's put it that way. So to make a long story short, he was not having it, so he finally started hanging up on me. And I kind of left it at that. I joked with my friends and stuff. We never told the girl or anything. And so years went by, and I'm in class the other day, and I'm talking to the students about something, and something came up, and somebody's all, well, if you would just say hello when somebody answered. And I don't know why it stuck, and I was all like, man, I haven't thought about this story in 30-something years, the old HEAVENO story. And so I told the story to the kids, and of course they didn't believe me. And then one of them looked it up and said, oh my God, Mr. Rule's telling the truth, which I'm always telling the truth. I don't understand how the kids after all these years don't understand. I'm telling you the truth. I don't BS. But I didn't know how far back it went. So here's the story of HEAVENO versus HELLO without me being a little butthead. In 1988, there was a man in Kingsville, Texas. His name was Leonzo Canales. And he was a lapsed Catholic, which means he was Catholic, but he didn't really attend church anymore. But it was really bothering him that the word hello was constantly used when you met somebody, when you answered the phone, anything like this is always hello. When you wrote a letter, hello, or something. And so he said, we need to change this. So he started to push to have hello replaced with heaveno across the nation. So he wrote letters to churches all over the place. Now, mind you, I'm not finding this out until 2022. I did not know the man's name. I didn't know anything about this. I just knew about the girl way back in 1988 with heaveno. And so evidently, I'm finding out now all these years later that one of those letters must have made it to the church that those girls went to, because that's when the father began to make them have to answer the phone in his house as heaveno. You could not say hello anymore. And so it kind of blew my mind that in an off the cuff situation in class, two students were talking about the word hello, and I brought back the story. And then you have to, fast forward to 2022 when this is happening now, and then you have to backtrack to 1988 to realize that letter that this man wrote way back then had made it to their church, and their pastor basically told them, you can't use the word hello anymore due to the fact that it has the word hell in it, and we need to have heaven in it. Now, I'm not BSing you guys. This actually did happen, and this is just one of the many stories that make up a life. But the thing is, it's weird how it transpired from 88 all the way to 2022. So you're talking about 34 years there. That's a long time in between, what happened. Well, this man was so successful with it that in 1997 in Kleberg County, where Kingsville is, he actually got the city council to pass a resolution that heaveno would now be the official greeting for Kleberg County. So at the police station, at City Hall, at the Chamber of Commerce, everybody was told you have to answer the phone or greet people with heaveno. That's now our official greeting. I'm not lying. You can look this information up. So this guy, Leonzo, 10 years after the fact, this is 1997 now that he got the city, actually, he worked on this from 88 to 97. He finally got the city to say, yeah, we're going to go with heaveno. So there's an actual town about an hour's drive away from my house that 25 years ago, they adopted heaveno because one man decided that he needed it to replace hello. Now, Kingsville did do that. I don't know if they're still doing it now. I think it would be hysterical if after 25 years they're still doing this. But the reason why he didn't want hello in there is because he said hell was in the word hello, and hell is a negative, and heaven is a positive. And so for us to be positive human beings on earth, we need to spread positivity through heaveno. But heaveno was not the first word that old Leonzo wanted to use. His first original version was God-o. So if I was to greet you in Kleberg County, the official way I would greet you would be God-o. No, God-o. God-o. And his brother said that's not going to go over well. Why don't we just replace hell with heaven and do heaveno? And they said, man, that's perfect. So in 1988, that's when he started writing all over the country to churches to change it to heaveno. And the church in Rockport happened to receive it, and they changed it to some of the people's minds. And I did actually call and piss off a dad. So this is a very short, 100% true story of when heaveno actually took ground and people started answering their phones with heaveno due to the fact that hello had hell in it. And a little asterisk on the end of this, hello originated from a German term for hallo, which means hailing of a ship, which means a ship that's out in the harbor. If you hail it, like you're telling it, look at me, or hey, it was hello. And then in the English pronunciation, we pronounced it hello. And it never had to do anything with the netherworld or the beast or Satan or Beelzebub or fiery pits of damnation. It was a German word that we interpreted into hello, and then as a greeting of hello to anyone. And this man wanted to get rid of it because we needed HEAVENO. I'm glad it didn't take off. And I'm glad I got to go and tell you this story. And I hope that you enjoy it. And I hope that you share. And I'm just really, really happy to have a new podcast. I hope that you love it. HEAVENO versus Hello. What do you guys think? Leave some comments, and I'll come back with another true 100% story soon. Or whenever Vinny's back, we'll go ahead and bust out new things. But I really appreciate you watching. Please subscribe, please share, and please join in with comments and let me know how I'm doing. I hope that everybody has a great, great day. Peace. DeWolf out.